in those very high stakes, high pressure situations. Maybe you're in a high stakes, high pressure situation right now as a leader and you need a little bit of a refresher. Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you three secrets. Yes, three secrets that will help you to be able to be in those very high stakes, high pressure leadership type of situations. Now, as I mentioned, this will apply for anyone that is aspiring to be in those more high stakes, more complicated roles as a leader. Whether you are transitioning into a C-suite executive role, a senior VP role, any senior executive role, or perhaps you're an entrepreneur, or maybe you are someone that is going to become a public official. Being able to communicate in these type of situations is very, very important. So I want to give you three secrets of that today. Now, if you're new to me, welcome. And if you are one of my amazing subscribers, welcome back, friend. This channel heavily focuses in on advanced communication skills and strategies that will help you to communicate more confidently and concisely under pressure and completely stand out from everybody else. If you like this topic, then I encourage you to take a look at a couple of my live videos specifically, because I have a lot of content here that will help you, actually over 1,000 videos, that will help you to communicate more confidently and concisely under pressure. When it comes to being in high stakes situations, I want to know from you, when you hear the word high stakes, what comes to mind? Put in the comments below. What are some of the very first immediate reactions or immediate words that you think of when you hear high stakes? So let me share with you three secrets that you will need to learn how to master as it relates to communicating or being in those very high stakes leadership situations. Number one, the very first secret that you want to start learning how to master, whether you are aspiring to be in those roles or maybe you are already in those roles and starting to see that your influence is starting to fade, is to learn how to function under pressure. And I'm going to go into a bit more detail on that. My very first secret is, how do you handle your emotions under pressure? Learning how to handle your emotion under pressure is a fantastic way to showcase that you're able to handle those very high stakes, very high pressure type of situations. How you respond in terms of your internal processes or how do you manage things will directly show your audience whether you are at a point where you can handle pressure or not, which is the reason why this is the first secret I want you to really start working on, is how do you handle your emotions when you're under pressure. So start working on that. My second secret to share with you is, how do you think under pressure? Now, you may be saying, well, isn't that similar to your emotions under pressure? No, they're not. How you handle your emotions under pressure is going to be completely different than how you think under pressure. How you think under pressure is a function of, are you able to separate out the noise, separate the chaos, and think in a way that is at the most benefit to your team, to your businesses, to your constituents, to your organization, whatever the case may be. If you're not able to think strategically, it is going to make it very, very hard for you to be able to manage those very high risk situations when they come up, because you have to have some type of plan in place. If you do not have a plan, then how can people follow you? How can people execute your plan? They simply can't. Being able to think strategically under pressure is important. Many times what happens to leaders, and let me know if you've ever experienced this before, many times what happens to leaders is when they're in those under pressure situations, they may be able to control their emotions. They may be able to do that. They may be able to show everyone that they're calm, but they may not think strategically. So if you're struggling with this, and maybe this is a part of your leadership journey you're trying to enhance, then you're always welcome to contact me at exciteexcellence.org. I'll be more than happy to support you if you're a woman in leadership. If you are not a woman in leadership, as I mentioned in many of my videos, what I'm sharing with you is universal. It doesn't matter if you're a woman in leadership, man in leadership. These are skills you need to have regardless, and I'll be happy to support you in any way that I can. Now, my third secret I want to share with you is how you communicate under pressure. Is critically important when you're in those very high stakes leadership type of situations. Why is this important? If you can think under pressure, and if you can process your emotions under pressure, but you can't say it, it's going to be very, very difficult, very, very difficult for people to believe that you can handle these very high stakes situations. I want to say hello and welcome to those of you watching the live today. Let me know where you're joining from in the big, beautiful world today. And have you ever struggled with high stakes leadership. When you hear the word high stakes, what's the first thing to come to mind? Put in the comments below. Now, as I mentioned, being able to communicate under pressure is very, 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 very important. This is the expertise that I offer to my clients and to my YouTube audience. Being able to communicate under pressure is very, 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 very important. If you can't communicate under pressure, it is going to be so hard for you to be in these very high stakes, high pressure situations. I have talked to multiple people that have been in situations where they wanted to communicate at a higher level, and then a situation happens and they simply can't do it, and the next time that they have an opportunity to come up, they are simply bypassed in that opportunity because they weren't able to handle the pressure the first time, and therefore whoever they're working with feels like they can't handle it this time. I hope this is giving you some insight. If you want to learn more, you're always welcome to subscribe to the channel, and feel free to take a look at some of my playlist. There's a lot of information there that will definitely help you on your journey. I want to say hello to Astro Gamer. Hello, welcome back, friend. Hope you're doing well today. I will see you all in the next video.